Okay. So we have Kevin with us today, our very first guest, and you couldn't be any happier, really.
Me too.
So he's making some great fresh pasta for us, and we are gonna be making a few sauces to top it up. I don't know. Yeah. So today he's making Mezzaluna, fresh spaghetti, and
Orichetti.
We're just Italian and it's watching this, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I apologize too.
Okay, so they're gonna get down to business. I'm pretty much gonna be back there making sure we get all the shots in. But yeah, this is gonna be so delicious. Unbelievable.
I'm gonna be making wild mushroom and sage mezzaluna today. I have pre-rolled dough here. It's a mixture of semolina and 00 flour. So it's mixed just with olive oil, egg, salt, and the 2 flours. As I'm rolling it out, I take a little bit of blanched sage and press it into the pasta. So you get nice little speckled herby pasta. It gives it a little extra flavor, looks a little cooler. So I start with small pieces. I put a little bit of semolina flour on the board just to keep it from sticking. You don't want too much on there because it will dry out the pasta. First thing I do, ravioli punch. I'm gonna just mark where I'm going to punch these mezzaluna. And that way I can get as many as I can from this piece of dough. Actually cut this in half. And that way I can get 8 mezzaluna, so a full order from this one sheet. I'm gonna take the wild mushroom mix and put it right in the middle of the marked pasta. It's a variety of mushrooms cooked down with a little bit of onion, the mushroom stock from the dried mushrooms, as well as a little garlic, cooked all the way down, so very fragrant, very flavorful. So once you have the mushroom filling on your pasta, you're gonna take a little bit of water. You can use your finger, or if you have a little pastry brush, either one works. You're just gonna put a little water around the edges and in between where you're gonna cut. This is gonna make the pasta stick to itself a little better. That way when you cut it, when you fold it and cut it, doesn't separate. The wild mushrooms, there are shiitakes, chanterelles, portobellos, and maitakes.
What made you want to make pasta?
Oh man, I've actually wanted to make pasta for a long time and have never been working in a restaurant that did fresh pasta. So figured I would give it a try and it's working out.
That's a nice try.
If the dough does dry out a little, you can actually dip the punch in the water a little and punch the pasta. That'll actually get the pasta to stick together that much better. The thing with filled pasta is you need it to seal, so when you cook it, it doesn't explode. So that's very sad. And when you have them lined up and cut, be generous with the semolina. This will take any extra moisture out. I typically let this specific pasta dry for about 20 to 30 minutes, just to make sure that seal is solid. Then you can put it in the refrigerator, freezer, whatever you would like to do, or cook it right away. The next pasta we're gonna do is spaghetti alla chitarra. So this nice contraption over here was part of the gift I got in going to Italy. This is a very traditional pasta making tool, utensil. I don't know.
guess.
art piece. I don't know what you want to call it. But essentially, you know, growing up in the countryside, you know, every family would have one of these. We're going to use this spaghetti alla carte. Often will get confused with fettuccine. Because it is a square spaghetti, you know, we think of it as round, you know, which is normal, traditional spaghetti, but this being spaghetti alla carte, which is this tool, you get square, flat noodles. They are just thinner and shorter than fettuccine. So we're gonna roll a small amount of dough out. And so with the first rolls, you always want to fold it and re-roll it. I do it about 5 times. It just kind of warms up the dough, softens it, makes sure everything's mixed together, and gives you a nice like velvety pasta dough. Once we get it to the desired thickness, thinness, we're gonna kind of go heavy on the semolina to kind of start the drying process. So enough semolina on there so nothing sticks, and you're literally just going to dump it out. So once your spaghetti is dried enough, you don't want it to break when you fold it, obviously, but you want it dry enough that it's not going to stick together when you, I'm going to roll it and package it. So once it's dry, you take it, roll it up, nice little nest here. Orecchiette, which is actually Italian for little ear. You're gonna take a small portion of dough. This will be a small portion, but you don't need too much. You're gonna roll it out about 1/2 inch. You're gonna cut it same 1/2 to 3/4 inch all the way down. Take a little container of semolina, just toss these in, shake them around a little, it'll keep them from sticking together. So with the orecchiette, you're going to want to have a copious amount of semolina on here, because there's 2 ways of doing this. You can take a butter knife and press and roll or slide. I use my thumbs. I think it's easier and I can do 2 at once. So essentially I stand them up, I press all the way down, and I kind of roll out. And you see the little ear. You have a nice little thick part here and the smooth pasta there. This pasta is great for heavy sauces. So stewed vegetables, a nice bolognese, those type of things. This is a hearty, thick pasta that will hold up to anything you throw it into.
With that being said, Tina has a question. Really? Yes. Can you crack an egg with one hand?
Yes, I can.
You can?
I can crack.
Yes,
I can
I
crack
can.
2 at the same time.
Really?
Yeah.
So with both hands?
Yes.
No way.
After working brunch for years and years.
Then you had no choice.
Yeah, you have to. You have to learn, or you're behind. So Here we go.
Do you wanna prep? Do you want me to prep? No,
Oh,
I think you should prep.
Prep, you talk. Yeah.
You talk.
You talk. I'll talk if I'm spoken to.
Okay, well exactly, you will be spoken to. So what are we gonna make? What do you wanna go first?
You wanna do the Mezzaluna, because we rolled that out first.
Alright.
Cool. The Mezzaluna is a wild mushroom and sage. Mezzaluna, meaning half moon. So we're going to pair it with a nice beurre blanc, which is white wine butter sauce.
Which we're good. Yeah.
So it is a simple preparation. The wild mushrooms and the sage have a lot of flavor. So we're gonna keep the sauce fairly simple, a little fatty, a little acidic, to cut through some of the power of the sage and mushrooms. So we're going to start with our shallots and garlic.
Well, as you all know, Peppa is playing around. Please show the culprit.
The squeakiness comes from here. Peppa, ¿qué haces?
I expect to see videos of people doing this.
Please. So busy, we're still waiting on those.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, I'm gonna make
It's fine.
so easy.
Practice makes perfect.
I usually use the microplane because I'm so bad at chopping garlic.
Oh, with it.
Yeah, so
Hey,
I
that
just-
works. That works.
Microplane.
Or you can buy chopped garlic, whatever. But they don't need to be this tiny. It's just
It's just because.
I like them that small.
But you guys choose to make them that
Guilty.
tiny. She says the same thing. She said it doesn't need to be this perfect, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna make it perfect anyway.
Exactly. It's just how I like to eat my shallots.
And then
garlic.
humans like me cannot get that size.
Oh, so we're not human?
Superhuman. That's what we are. So that'll be good. And we're going to kind of try and time this well, because of beurre blanc, you're basically going to mix cold butter into a hot pan of garlic, shallots, and white wine. And so it's easy for the sauce to break if you heat it too much or let it sit too long. The butter will kind of separate, and so we want to try and time it as best we can to put the pasta right from the water. Commentator, just like Peppa.
Got to today. So, this is water boiling.
Have you ever waited for water to boil?
It takes forever.
There you are.
This gorgeous little things. Actually, can you hold it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that I can put them. Fill in the blank for whoever's asking the question. Kevin and I met in culinary school back in.
About 6 years ago? 7 years ago?
7 years ago.
7
maybe?
years ago? Yeah.
So like 2011-ish.
No.
No, we graduated. Yeah, like 2011. I would say so.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
So-
So you wanna get
We can,
here?
yep. You heat up the pan, the little olive oil.
But when we went to culinary school, you were already working in the industry for a while.
Yeah, so that was actually, school was actually halfway through my career. So I had been in kitchens for about 6 years, 5 years, 6 years
Into
at
culinary
that point.
school? Yeah.
Into culinary school, yeah. And so obviously liked it enough to stay in it somehow.
So it's been how many years in it now? Like,
How old am I? It's been almost 16 years working in kitchens. Yeah.
like more than half of my life.
Yeah.
Legitimately.
Yeah. It's been almost half of my life. Yep. So it was 19 I started working in the kitchen.
It's a little too hot.
We got distracted. Hot pan. You take your shallots and garlic and cut so small they will burn quickly. So I'm gonna cook them a little bit. We're gonna add our wine. We're gonna let that cook down almost to dry. So, almost there. And then we're actually gonna turn down the heat as low as we can get it, just to kind of keep it warm. We're gonna actually add cold butter to that. And what that's gonna do is, we keep mixing it around. We don't wanna put too much in it at once. It'll cool down too much. We want to keep it moving so that the butter actually emulsifies into the wine and makes this nice creamy butter sauce or beurre blanc. So once one little cube's gone, we're gonna add another one and keep that going. I'm gonna take the pasta out and then we'll put some spinach and a little squeeze of lemon and taste for salt. So, just gonna add the spinach right to that. Squeeze the lemon in there. Touch of salt. And mix that up nice.
Right. So I guess we're switching.
Yeah. What are we doing now?
I would say tomatoes, super dark tomatoes, herbs, olive oil. Just want to have that your pasta because it's so amazing. So I'm gonna use the same shallot. I'm super shaky because I was drinking a lot of coffee, so you can tell.
Oh yeah.
Holding knives is not.
It's 3-yard cold brew. It's the way to go.
But now you have to hold on to things because the shakiness is real.
I'll finish mine because I'm done prepping.
Oh.
Yeah.
So again, it doesn't have to be this small. I'm sorry. Fuel. I'm sorry.
Bring on the shakes.
I do enjoy a little garlic as well, so I'm gonna do a ton. Like 3 to 4 big heads, I would say. I think tomatoes go really, really, really great with the heavy garlic. I think it's the worst or the first bad thing that you're gonna feed Lou. That you're like,
ice cream. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And shallots, garlic into a really hot pan.
I got you. Keep going.
Go ahead.
I'm watching it.
I'm gonna cut my tomatoes just a little bit, so like first and cook faster, because why not? We want pasta, we're hungry, and let's do it. And we have like freaking a million tomatoes. Or if you would have not been in the kitchen, what do you think you would have done?
Oh man. Could be anything.
So right out of high school, you said,
I could be
all right, I'm
really
gonna
good.
go into a
I could be
kitchen.
a really good race car driver.
Race car driver?
My wife seems to think I already am.
You think? Would you approve of this? I don't think so.
I actually, when I started in kitchens, I was actually in school for psychology. So
interesting.
that's probably helped me a little bit in the kitchen. Yeah. But if I was a little more of a reader, like liking books, probably would be in that field right now. Yeah.
What else to do? Psychology.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if it would be a psychology or what's the is it sociology? That's like the study of
the group.
Groups. Yeah. Yeah, one of those fields. What about you?
I mean, I feel like before cooking, my parents or my dad wanted me to do accounting.
Yeah.
It was like accounting or law or, I mean, I was going towards accounting or like managing, whatever.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. And
I mean,
I've always been good with numbers, so I think about that as well.
I've always been terrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like,
Thank
Goodness you're not in that field.
well, I actually did take a break of cooking and did a few semesters of accounting and failed terribly at it. So
Yeah, I was always that was always my strongest subject, and so maybe I say, I don't know. It was like what I was interested in on the psychology side, or what I was good at on the accounting or finance side. It was like it's so boring.
It is. It's so boring.
It's so boring. That's why I probably lean towards the psychology side.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
So given you said you need psychology to be in the kitchen, what's the craziest, most
What would you definitely
hysterical
do?
Yeah,
experience
absolutely.
in a kitchen?
There's been so many of them. Like, remember a single one that happens all day, every day.
True.
So it's like, to try and pinpoint one is tough. I mean, everything from breaking up fights to, people breaking down and crying on the line, or, to the point they want to, quit the kitchen altogether and ready to walk out and
I mean,
talk them out
have
of
you
it.
ever been in that position? I think we all have.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Just
Oh yeah.
like yourself
Absolutely.
in the walk-in and be like,
I think
I'm never gonna do this
I
again.
can, yeah. I mean, 16 years, I can pretty much check off
All of the boxes.
everything from the checklist. Yeah, it's a brutal place, but I love it.
coming back,
yeah, somehow.
The best job you've been in, like the best kitchen that you're like,
Man, other than school with Yami.
I think school was the best. Like, I didn't
It
know how
was.
great
That-
it was until it was over, and then it was like,
I know.
all this
I
Yami
know.
would
and-
cry, and then the day she met you, she's like, this guy helped me, like, I can't believe it.
Dude, he was the best.
Do you have a scar?
Yes, of course, it's right there.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I
the time she
remember
got,
that.
yeah, with the
When I-
certain
Is that
knife.
a what, bagel or a muffin?
it was
Yeah.
like a.
Let's cut a muffin.
Literally,
With
No, it wasn't a muffin. It was
8
like a
stitches.
baguette.
Yeah, a baguette. Let's
So-
cut a piece of bread in our hand.
It's four
I'll remember
stitches.
that. I'll always, because I was the one that poured that,
That's
The
disgusting
drying
thing.
thing.
And I was like, don't do it, don't do it.
yeah. And I was like, you gotta do it. Yeah.
It hurts so much.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, I mean, this is yours. You want to write in?
Yeah, right in. So before, I added like a little cube of butter. Already nice under. So we're gonna put the pasta. So we're gonna salt it. Heavy pepper.
I think a little bit of, anytime you're sauteing pasta after you cook it, I always like to keep the pasta water, just because it's nice and starchy and it'll actually
Bind it and make it.
bring everything together and make it a little more saucy.
cheese. More cheese for Tina.
Yes.
And so I like to put it there so it's hot enough to make it all kind of disappear, but you still get the nice saltiness of the parm. And we're gonna hit it with fresh herbs. I have some sage and chunky basil because I really want it in there.
Oh, I have to show things?
I know. This one's just to walk through. Let me show things. Go.
I'm with you.
Come on.
Come on.
Now you're messing me up.
You have to show things?
I was just following directions. You should just talk first. Here, let me help you.
Please. With another tiny spoon.